Hey everyone, Stephen Tedesco, Director of Education here at the Buffalo Naval Park. You'll see we're standing outside on this beautiful, almost spring day in front of USS The Sullivans. Now today we're going to be talking about Pier 70 in San Francisco, and more specifically Bethlehem Steel Shipyard. Now Bethlehem Steel Shipyard was started in 1906 after they purchased the Union Brass and Ironworks shipyard. We do talk about some ships that Ironworks did as well, and you'll hear about that in the video. We did film this video in September of 2022 when we were on our Hinza road trip. Some of you may remember that. On our way to Hawaii was our end spot, if you will. And we also went to Iowa, Chicago, and just north of Detroit. But this is when we stopped in San Francisco. We visited the Pier 70 area. It is not there anymore. I mean, the pier's there, but the shipyard is not. They're doing urban redevelopment there and just kind of repurposing the area. But we are going to talk about Pier 70, touch base on its history a little bit and what it meant to USS The Sullivans. So come on, let's go back in time to 2022, and we're going to talk about Pier 70.
Prior to World War II, the Navy had 8 yards around the country while also contracting with 22 private companies. That gave them a total of about 90 ocean ways that they can slip the ships through. After World War II and after 1940 and 41, all of that would change, and the Bethlehem Shipbuilding Company would become the largest shipbuilder in the world. The Bethlehem Shipbuilding Company had the unique ability to build any ship of any size that the U.S. Navy needed. And today we're at Pier 70, where USS The Sullivans was constructed, and you'll come along with us. So in addition to USS The Sullivans being launched here by Alida Sullivan on 4 April 1943, the Union Shipbuilding Company also made the first steel-hulled ship that was constructed on the West Coast. The Arago was constructed in 1885. There were also 2 other famous ships constructed here before Bethlehem took it over. The USS Olympia, the cruiser, which can still be viewed today at the Independence Seaport Museum in Philadelphia, and the USS Oregon, the pre-dreadnought battleship that made the 14,000-mile trek right in time for the Spanish-American War. Now that trip with the USS Oregon and the 14,000 miles coming from the West Coast going around South America to Cuba led President Roosevelt to say, we can do this better, and we're going to start construction on the Panama Canal. In total, here at Pier 70 in the Bethlehem Shipbuilding Company, they constructed 18 Fletchers, including USS The Sullivans. Some of the other famous ships, destroyers that were constructed here was the USS Herman and the USS Hull, and also the Abner Reed, which was sunk by kamikazes. In a very cool way, probably meant to happen, all 5 destroyers of DESDIV 103 were constructed here as well. DESDIV 103 comprised of the USS Owen, the USS Miller, the USS Stephen Potter, the USS Tingey, and the USS The Sullivans. They were Destroyer Division 103, part of DESRON, Destroyer Squadron 52. And if you come to the Buffalo Naval Park, and on the stack you will see a pair of dice. It's written 50 or 5 and a 2. All right, that's not lucky sevens. That's in honor of Desron 52, which they were attached to during World War II. During World War II, Bethlehem Shipbuilding Company constructed 5 new slipways here. They were all about 100 feet wide, and they went from 400 feet up to 660 feet long. I don't believe there's any remnants of them here, and if there are, we can't get to them, unfortunately. But that shows you, again, with Bethlehem Steel being able to construct any ship the U.S. Navy needed. One of only 3 in the world that can claim that as well. So behind us here, in one of the best urban developments that we've seen here at Pier 70, this was the Bethlehem Shipbuilding Administration Office. Unlike the Buffalo Administration Building for the Bethlehem Steel Plant, which had about 23,000 workers at the time, and that has been recently torn down. But they're both stately buildings, and it's wonderful to see that this beautiful facade comes back. And obviously, plans were approved here for all of the 18 Fletchers and all of the other ships built here at Pier 70. And I needed to be where Alita Sullivan was, and Stephen and I had talked about that. And this was a very important part of our trip. Because she was here, Genevieve was here, Tom was here for the christening on 4 April 1943. And I wish we could get closer, but we can't.